I do like reading stuff like this when stars are just so powerful and entrenched in daily life, the sort of pop culture zeitgeist, that they just don't care anymore and they say exactly what they think. Now, William Shatner has said exactly what he thinks for some time. This is nothing new, but these are relatively new statements. And they're great. They are genuinely great. William Shatner is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. He's funny on Twitter with his interactions with people and things like that. And he's always been really, really good with Trekkies, Star Trek fans. He's always been pretty decent as an icon, I guess, if you're going to call him that for the franchise. So it's interesting, isn't it, how you have one side of the aisle, William Shatner, and the other side of the aisle, George Takei. One is incredibly divisive, George, and the other is not. And this actually goes to, another sort of piece of information, I guess, that circulated recently. Jennifer Aniston said, the age of the movie stars over, and she was completely right. Because too many of these movie stars are sat there on social media revealing exactly just how stupid they are, or consistently talking about politics non-stop. Just all of these weird things that no one wants to hear that from movie stars. Movie stars were a thing because they were an air of mystery to them. They only got wheeled out for movies, and you're like, ooh. And then little bits of information were drip-fed, via carefully selected PR teams. Now, they sit on Twitter and spout bollocks all day long, like George Takei. Divisive bollocks all day long. Whereas William Shatner is just pretty funny, to be honest. So anyway, let's check this out. After that sort of opening ramble, as it were, but I hope you're all well. William Shatner spoke out against his Star Trek co-stars in a recent interview with the Times UK while promoting his new book, Boldly Go, Reflections on a Life of Awe and Wonder. What a great title to a book as well. Now, several Star Trek actors have criticised Shatner over the years, with the late Uhura actor, Nichelle Nichols, once telling Shatner the cast found him cold and arrogant. Shatner writes in the book that he was horrified to learn this, ashamed that I hadn't realised it. Humility. Someone humbling themselves to someone else's opinion. I am shocked to learn this, absolutely shocked, and I'm ashamed that I wasn't self-aware enough to notice that's how I was coming across. You can't fault someone doing that. You can't. I mean, you can try, but you just come across an arsehole. George Takei, who starred opposite Shatner's Captain Kirk as Sulu, has criticised Shatner literally for decades. God, for decades. And this is how petty this chap is as well. So most recently, by publicly mocking Shatner's space flight on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin last year. And he says he's boldly going where other people have gone before, Takei told Page 6. He's a guinea pig. He's not the fittest specimen of 90 years old, so he'll be a specimen that's unfit. Why? What are you doing, man? Like, what? What? What are you benefiting from saying any of this stuff? Why? What a weird thing to start coming out with. And it's also just being gratuitously mean as well. But anyway, of course, Shatner spoke to the Times and says, I began to understand that they were doing it for publicity. Yeah. Or just because they hate themselves. The Times UK, he said, about his co-star slamming him. 60 years after some incident, they're still on that track. Don't you think that's a little weird? Yeah, it is, yeah. It's pretty odd. It is strange why certain people just can't let go of stuff. But, more for them, I guess. It's like a sickness. George has never stopped blackening my name. These people are bitter and embittered. I've run out of patience with them. Why give credence to people consumed by envy and hate? Yeah, I'd say that accurately describes George Takei. While Shatner is no longer close with Takei, he did say Star Trek television series continues to endure due to the healthy friendships and stories at its centre. Here is a group of people you get to love going on adventures that, although unusual, harkens back to things that happen on Earth. The futurist stories we told were really human stories with a twist. People love the stories, they love the characters. Yeah, it's like a humanist, basically. Shatner said he does not watch Star Trek episodes regularly, but he does love to participate in fan events for the show, and he added, I enjoy conventions when I'm on stage, fielding questions. I've acquired a way of doing this hour so that it becomes a kind of mutual distribution of information. The fans are interesting. It's part of the reason why I go. I mean, again, he owes everything to the fans. And he pays them back by attending these kind of things. I mean, it makes sense. Like, what a dude. What an absolute dude. But he is completely bang on. He is absolutely right when he says that it is like a sickness, this sort of inability to forget or move on and things like that. I mean, it's absolutely a sickness. It's just, why can't you, forgive and forget, or at least listen to people and try and move on? It doesn't really make any sense why you would continue down that path. Unless you are just bitter, twisted, and he says, bitter and embittered, or embittered, sorry. But, this is what it is. These people kind of, live their life on social media and continue to spout this stuff and just disenfranchise everyone else with, the remote ounce of common sense. But I thought we would all have a bit of a chuckle at this. And William Shatner, once again, just proving why he is a bit of a boss. And again, this... I like the fact that he's like, I was horrified to learn this. I'm ashamed that I hadn't realised it. I mean, that shows a lot of humility. So, hey, look, I wasn't self-aware. You've told me now. God damn, I'm ashamed. You won't get that from many. But again, social media, this is why the death of the movie star has occurred. And why most people are just sick of movie stars in general. Because, yeah. They reveal themselves to be nothing more mysterious than everyone else. Anyway, William Shatner's a boss. Take care.